I watched Baby, This is Keke Palmer's podcast interview with Nic and Taylor, and baby, y'all may not like what I'm about to say, but y'all already know I'm always going to try to be the voice of reason. First of all, hey y'all, my name is Allie. I am a social media commentator. No, I don't have any credentials. I'm just a yapper like you guys that's putting a label onto it. Let's jump right into this video, shall we? Alright, so there's a lot of things that I really would love to say. There's like multiple points that I think that needs to be addressed regarding watching that interview. However, before I start, I would like to make this very, very clear. This interview was interviewed like a month ago, 3-4 weeks ago. Okay, this was still even before Alandria and Nic went to Greece, which is what they're going to be briefly, which is brought up on the interview itself. Okay, so this is before Greece. This is before Aquatic Affair, Kalani, any of that. Okay, this is before any of those campaigns that Nic brought Alandria on. This is before NYX. This is literally before everything. This was like maybe a week or two outside of the villa. So I would like to make that very, very clear. With that being said, I also would like to reiterate that the things that have been said on this interview may have already been addressed outside of this interview, as it has been months before afterwards. And not only that, but a lot of things could have already actively been addressed during the reunion, which we will see literally next Monday. Now, let's actually jump into, what I really want to say.
See, what had happened at first was...
Okay, first and foremost, I think it's really important for us to first and foremost address when Nic talks about her and the reason why he never reached out to her and everything. And within this clip I'm about to play, you guys.
Have y'all spoken?
No. And I was taking my time to process things. That video just was so off-putting for me, especially the way I still speak so positively about her after she posted that, and I spoke so positively about that, about our relationship before that. Yeah. I never once bashed her. I never once told her that I wasn't interested in her. We were exclusive. That's a big thing for me. We were in this close close thing, and that I cared about her. And then through her leaving the villa and then exploring Alandria, which is what Love Island's about, and I found this great connection, amazing connection with Alandria, and then she's bashing me for that. So to me, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take that on the chin. That's fine if you feel that way, but I'm gonna keep moving on. When you're going through being in the villa for 2 months and then going into this new world of you have paparazzi following you everywhere. You have meetings from morning till night. You have a new relationship to focus on. Yeah. It's and then you see a post like that. It's why it just made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So,
and you're happy where you're at.
Yeah.
So, that's a big part of it.
And you see, I'm happy where I'm at, and I don't need to indulge in the online negativity.
So first and foremost, let's actually address what he had to say about why he never reached out to her. So he literally states hey, I talked about her in a very positive light. We did have a connection. We were closed off. That means something to me. However, when she made that video, it threw me off. It was very off-putting, which is exactly what he says. He said it was off-putting. And that to him, I think it would also reiterate the fact that him taking a whacking from her when he talked so positively about her, about why he wasn't reaching out at least, and about how much he still cared about her, I feel that was a switch in his head. Of course, he wouldn't want to even have a conversation after that. And let's not forget, in Chicks in the Office, in his first interview, he really states, I just want to settle down first. I need to figure out what's going on with me and Alandria, so on and so forth. And then, I would love to have a conversation with her. It was very classy. It was very polite, very cordial. However, after he said that, and then a week later when, she made that video, I think that Nic moving and completely shutting that conversation down, that potential closure conversation, I feel that was real as well. A lot of people love to bring up him never reaching out to her after the villa or anything like that, but at the same time, what he experienced, what Nic experienced, is extremely unique to what any of us experienced, right? he is literally in the spotlight immediately as soon as he left the villa, right? He literally already states that he's like, doing meetings. He's like, things are going on. It's very chaotic from the time he wakes up to the time he lays down. Like, things are really messy. A lot of things are going on, like paparazzi following him, this, that, and the other. So for me, I think that her feelings, like, and I said this before, her feelings would matter, right? I think like her feelings are valid within the aspect of feeling some type of way about him not reaching out. What's not valid is bashing him and Alandria regarding not reaching out, right? Is pretty much shading him for literally trying to keep things together. And I think that when we have this conversation, right, I think that it wouldn't have made sense for him to reach out to Sierra even after the fact. Like, I feel like it would have taken him a week or two, because him and Sierra's situation was completely different than others. They were the ones that were closed off in the villa. However, things have just been so chaotic and tense, because not only was Nic and Alandria runner-ups, however, it was also because Alandria and Nic created a bond that I'm sure it like passed or surpassed his expectations of what he could actually have with her. And because it did that, and just to give you guys an examples, like even in the villa, like he literally states like, hey, maybe I thought that maybe this would just be like a friend thing. However, I'm really starting to feel something. I'm getting flutters. Like, I'm really catching the feels for her. So in that final date, when he was like, I still want to definitely explore things with you outside the villa, to me, I think that more reiterates and like very much confirms that he really did like the girl. Like, he cared about her, and he definitely wanted to explore things with her. And it is what it is, right? Nic did what any other Islander would do in regards to a situation of his other connection being kicked off. He explored things, and he ended up really enjoying the connection that he's with, which is why he's still with that connection with Alandria. The reason why, the whole conversation of him not speaking to her is more so because of her. Literally because of her. Because she decided to get on the internet and make that weird little bashing comment that sent more hatred towards his way, more drama towards his way, and also towards Alandria's way. One thing about Nic, I think that we need to really remember, is that Nic has always been a very intentional guy. The way he moves, the way he talks, and what he says about something. So when he says like, hey, you can lash out on me, you can say whatever you want about me, but I'm cool off that. And when he was like, and I'm not going to indulge in like the drama on the internet, that told me that he was not playing around with her anymore. Like, there was not going to be even a thought of reaching out. And when Keke asked that question of like if he ever reached out, if he saw the video, yada yada, and he was like immediately like, yeah, I saw the video. No, I haven't reached out. I feel like that to me is like he locked it. And we know that at first, when she was brought up on his first interview, he was kind of stuttering. He was just trying to put his words together, But in this interview, it was like, nah, fuck that. Like, this is how I feel. I think she moved really weirdly during that, especially considering the fact that I was very positive and talking positively about her. So at this point, F her. And I'll say it for him. F her, okay? And Sierra set herself up for that, right? And those are going to be the only 2 times that I say her name. She set herself up for that. And it is what it is. I feel like people that are still trying to like talk about the aspect of like, hey, would you still be with her? Would you still be with her, if, she didn't get kicked off the show? And he's going like, yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I'm sure things would have been different, but, things happened the way they happened, and now here we are. I feel like people are trying to use that particular clip of him saying like, yeah, sure, for sure, things would have been different. I think that's stupid, right? Because once again, what happens in like episode 28, 29 when they talk in soul ties, he literally clarifies what soul ties mean. What closed off means outside the villa. They literally state, Sierra literally states with Nic, and Nic agrees with her that, hey, this doesn't mean that we're boyfriend or girlfriend, but like maybe we'll just continue to explore things. And he was okay, cool. Very relieved to hear that. So if you guys really think that conversation was had because he wanted to continue to possibly explore things outside the villa, I think that you guys are mistaken. I think that you guys are more delusional than the Nicolandrians that were looking for crumbs even before episode 30. Yeah, that conversation was had for a reason. Him being the one to pull her for that conversation, I think, should tell you everything about how that dynamic would have went post show, and that dynamic would not have really went anywhere. Okay, okay. Now that we get that, let's jump into the next point. So this next point, this is gonna be about 3 dreads. Yeah, and I want to clarify with this whole point being about 3 dreads. People are complaining about the way that Nic reacted, or I guess didn't react. And you know who's at the scene of the crime? Twitter. Yeah. So this is what Taylor had to say about the whole dynamic of him and Alandria, and like what happened during the Sound Business Challenge, and how he truly felt.
Like, so like when I first coupled up with her, she's pretty, have a good body, boom. But it's like I wasn't like physically attracted to her yet. But the more as like time went on, I'm like, damn, like I'm starting to grow that physical attraction to her. Like I started touching her more. I started doing all that more. So like I grew to be more physically attracted to her as time went on.
He's growing to like me when I could be, talking to somebody that already likes me type of thing. Like that, maybe that's where some of the frustration came from.
Maybe. But it's like I never held her back from talking to anybody. Literally, like, whenever we did the blindfold challenge to kiss somebody.
2.
That was 2. And she went over to kiss. Was it you? Motherfucker?
No, I kissed her.
Oh. Sorry. Okay, are you thinking for me to keep you here? Or like, because it's still my experience too. And one of the first things you told me is, oh, you left me vulnerable. I could have went home.
But I mean, at the same time, like, you didn't tell her that you were going to stand up for Sierra. I think that's why she was like...
Yeah.
Was there a moment where at least y'all have talked maybe after the show, or was there an apology? Or
I remember I was talking to Ace about it. I was like, yo, like, I want to talk to her, but I feel like if I talk to her right now, if she says something wrong, I'm really going to go off on her. Because, like, I get it, like, she's a girl and she's entitled to how she feels, but, like, you ain't have to go ahead and cuss me out like that. For that. Like, especially, like, when we already talked about everything that was already said. We talked about that one-on-one and you was cool with it. And then when it's in front of everybody, now you have a problem with it and you go off in front of everybody. Like, you could have did that when it was just me and her one-on-one. But now it's in front of everybody, you go off. It just threw me for a loop. So I was shocked. I was like, everything you saying, we already talked about one-on-one. I mean, like, even when we went to Disney and I saw her, I was like, yo, what up? Gave her a hug, everything. So it's like,
okay,
I don't have no problem with her. Like, we still cool. We still chop it up. Like, I still open doors for her, still get her stuff. Like, I have no problem with Alandria. Like, we're still cool.
Okay, so in this particular clip, as you guys see, Taylor's pretty much trying to explain his life away about the whole aspect. Now, I will want to point something out really quickly here. I don't think he realizes it, but when Keke tried to get him on the point of like physical attraction and why, maybe that's the reason why she popped off on him the way that she did during that Stand on Business Challenge. That wasn't the reason, but sure, whatever, I digress. And he says, yeah, I thought she was pretty. Her body's pretty. Like, her body's nice. But, like, I didn't find her physically attractive. You do realize that if you found her body to be nice and that you thought that she was pretty, that is physical attraction? Okay, I just want to make sure that okay, cool. So with that being said, let's go ahead and actually jump into it. So obviously we hear Taylor pretty much speak on the aspect of like how he truly felt. Like he felt like Alandria was being weird, like how supposedly he pulled Alandria aside, had that conversation with her, but then like during the Stand on Business Challenge, she reacts the way that she reacted and he kind of threw him for a loop. Now, mind you, I don't know how true this is. I don't. Maybe he's right, maybe he isn't. The thing is, just because you have a conversation with somebody about a particular thing does not mean that they can't react. Just because that conversation was had in that moment in time does not mean that they can't change their opinion, that they can't change the way that they are going to express their emotions when it comes down to it, right? You're forgetting. It wasn't even the aspect of you explaining how you feel about Clark. That wasn't the issue, Taylor. The issue was that she felt like you were pretty much playing in her face. You would tell her one thing in regards to you like still wanting to explore things with her. However, when it came down to it, you kept on just focusing on Clark, kept on focusing on Clark. It didn't seem, at least the way that, once again, the show was edited, that you would pull her aside, check in with her, or anything like that. She was the one that was doing the checking in. She was the one that was like, so how are we doing? Like, are we good? Or like she literally asked you this twice even before the Stand on Business challenge, right? This is a conversation that she tried to bring up with you twice. And the thing is, you were not brave enough to be honest about whether or not you wanted to focus on Clark, right? You still had that woman's hopes up, which is why she felt so upset, right? It wasn't the fact of you even having the kid feeling with Clark and how you're feeling about Clark. That was never her issue. Her issue is that you were playing in her face. You were not even giving that attention to her in regards to what you were telling her. You would literally tell her, she literally says it like in the thing, you would tell her one thing, but then like you would tell her something, but your actions weren't showing that. You would still say you were like wanting to explore things with her, but your actions weren't showing that. That was the issue, Taylor. And then the fact that people are like, sorry, that he's like, and I really wanted to go off on her, you know, because Keke asked him, was like, you know, would they did they have a conversation afterwards? And he was like, I mean, we're cool, we're cordial, you know, but if I were to like bring it up with her again and she said the wrong thing, I would have went off on her. Ooh.
Scary. Oh, shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
Whoa, what do you mean go off on her? What are we talking about? Like, Taylor annoys the fuck out of me. I'm so sorry. He annoys the hell out of me. Like, oh my goodness. He really does. And I think that, like, once again, I understand that this is from his perspective. So it's like, at the same time, as much as I want to whack him, I can't be upset for him telling his point of view of the entire situation. I can't be. I just don't like the way that he kind of responded about it. The whole, like, you know, and I would have went off on her. She said the wrong thing. What do you mean if she said the wrong thing? If she has her own perspective about the situation than you do, how are you going to be upset with her for having a different perspective than you do? Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Now, this is where I said that y'all not going to like what I have to say. This is where I say y'all not going to like what I have to say. And I'm going to still stand on it, okay? People are upset that, specifically on Twitter, people are upset that Nic didn't speak up, you know, during that thing. He didn't say anything about Taylor's statement about, you know, wanting to go off on her. Like, he didn't speak up, and people were like, oh, he's a coward, he's a pussy, he could have said anything. Like, I wouldn't be with a man that pretty much let another man talk about me this way, that pretty much said he wanted to go off on me. Like, that's pussy behavior, yada, yada, yada. And I think that a lot of you guys, sorry, I have to be a little bit harsh here, but I have to give you guys a fucking reality check. You guys are trying to live through Alandria, which is why you guys are so upset for Nic not speaking up.
Listen to me. Listen, stay.
Okay? You guys are actively living through this, like, this relationship, this connection, and you guys are trying to think what you would have liked, what you would have done in that particular situation. But guess what? You're not Alandria. You have no clue what was talked about even before that interview, and you have no clue what was talked about after that interview. You have no clue, right? So for those that are going like, oh, he's a pussy for this, like, he's off my client list, this, that, and the other, like, oh my gosh, Alandria deserves better. I think that you guys are not only once again trying to live through their relationship, their connection, but you're also kind of forgetting that this is once again like 3-4 weeks ago. This is still, like, once again, he really says that this is before Greece. Like, the whole Greece thing obviously changed the game. We already saw that something has definitely shifted during Greece, and we definitely saw that more, especially after them recording the reunion. However, once again, you guys being upset at Nic for not speaking up in that very moment, I think that you guys are silly. I think that realistically it would not have made sense for him to speak up, especially if Taylor was speaking from his perspective and point of view alone, right? How silly would it be for Nic to go like, oh, okay, not too much. Like, what? Taylor is literally, like, not too much on Taylor trying to express himself. And like I said, I'm gonna always whack Taylor, okay? I'm gonna always whack that man. However, that was not the time to whack him. That was not the time for Nic to say anything, right? However, I will say that, as y'all saw, Nic, very rigid. Okay, he kind of disassociated. You can definitely tell that he's a little bit frustrated with the way that Taylor's expressing himself. However, he bit his tongue. And he waited, and he only spoke when he needed to in regards to Alandria, in regards to Taylor, like, standing up for Sierra, so on and so forth, right? That was when he spoke up, and I think that was smart for him to speak up then and not speak up when Taylor was actually expressing himself about the whole stand on business thing and how he actually felt. Because once again, that was not Nick's experience. That was Taylor's experience. That was Alandria's experience. How stupid would it be for Alandria to for Nick to go no, not too much. You're talking too much. You're doing that would be really stupid of him. And we're forgetting that any type of backlash or any type of thing that would have been said still would have trickled down to Alandria. So if he did speak up and he said something, right, in regards to Taylor expressing himself from his point of view, we already saw that Alandria would have taken a lot of burn from that. And the reason why I know this is because when Sierra, sorry, that was my third time saying her, but I have to be blunt here, when that girl made her original video about Nick not liking her and stuff, who got a lot of hate? It wasn't really Nick, it was Alandria. I mean, of course, Nick got shamed for it, but Alandria got the brunt of that, okay? She was the one that was hit the most. Because a lot of you guys are hating ass bitches, I guess.
I don't know who to slag. I don't know who to slag.
Like I said, you guys are not going to like what I have to say, okay? Because I'm not even going to hold your hand. It has to be a harsh reality check, okay? You guys act like you guys don't trust Alandria's judgment of character, right? You guys act like Alandria is this stupid and naive and gullible person when it comes down to Nick and what Nick, I quote unquote, didn't do or what he did do in that interview.
What?
It's okay. Just breathe. Just breathe.
What?
Alandria is a very intellectual, smart person. She's able to pick up on things, on the pros and cons of a particular situation, right? So once again, you guys are acting like you guys are protecting Alandria and that you're going to protect her by shitting on her man. That doesn't really help her at all. If anything, it shows that you guys don't trust her. And I think that that's what's fucked up because once again, Alandria and Nick have been going strong, okay? Alandria has also stated literally last week on what happened last night or what happened live with Andy Cohen that her and Taylor are cool, right? It's you guys are forgetting that the events of this interview was weeks ago. I need you guys to remember that because my goodness, are you guys acting like you guys are crazed fans and once again y'all are bitter. So to end this very long commentary video on a much more positive note, I really just wanted to play this part that I thought was so fucking cute when he was talking about Alandria and his immediate 1 minute attraction to her and everything.
The pieces to the puzzle started falling into place as the process kept moving on. And so through the situation and the relationship with Sierra and how things unfolded after that, that's when I took a step back and was all right, Alandria is a person that I want to explore now.
It was okay, what does it mean? And so it was interesting when she was saying she maybe thought she wasn't your type, even despite all of those advances.
Well, I think since minute one of the villa, I was this is someone I'm interested in. Whether she knows it or when she kissed me on the heart the first day, whether she knew it or not, how can Alandria not be someone's type?
That's
you know what I mean?
And that's 1,000% true.
We have a trip planned to Greece, so.
What? Y'all are going to Greece?
Yeah.
Now wait a minute, you gotta get into how did y'all plan this? This is giving everything.
Yeah, we it's kind of a half work thing, half vacation. She's never been to Europe. That's my dad's from Belgium, so to show her a piece of Europe is going to be beautiful. She's bringing a friend, and we're going to be working and having fun at the same time. So.
Oh my gosh! Now when she was on the show, she was very saying how you guys are experiencing. Obviously, everybody loves Nic and Alandria, but she was saying y'all want to go at your own pace.
Yeah.
But it does seem that you guys have been moving along. Are we exclusive? How we dropped the L bomb? What's the tea?
The L bomb, love. We're not exclusive yet, but
okay.
The pace is going really strong. It's been hard too, with every day is so busy.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm looking forward to this trip this weekend. It's going to be that time to have that one-on-one and get to a place where we can drop bombs like that.
Yeah.
LA would be really cool.
Could you see a future where y'all living together?
Why not? Yeah. For sure.
Oh!
That'd be cool.
I feel like that you're giving. She was keeping it to the chest, but I feel like you're giving me everything I need and more for this Nicolandria.
I feel like if I'm exploring a person, why wouldn't like living together be part of the future? You know what I mean?
The internet's about to eat this up.
But I'm for real though. Like, if I didn't see a future living with her, why would I be like exploring her? You know what I mean?
Right. Wasn't that cute? Like, listen, Nick's going to control it every single time. Every single time he's going to control the narrative. He's going to confirm it, like his intentions with Alandria, so on and so forth. And I honestly love that. I also really love the fact that he was like, yo, like, of course I want to be with her. Of course I want to eventually move in with her, so on and so forth. And like I said, one thing about Nick is that this is the reason why he's my client. Like, y'all can say whatever you guys want about Nick, but he's very intentional with his word. He's very intentional with the way he moves, the way he acts, and the way he behaves. He knows when to speak up, and he knows when to shut up, right? He knows when it's okay to troll, and he knows when it's okay to be serious. So once again, y'all can say whatever y'all want about him. Y'all can even be upset with him for not even speaking up, you know, originally when that interview happened and what you guys saw. I understand to an extent. What I don't understand is the way that how hard you guys are going on like how hard you guys are going. I think that once again, a lot of you guys are being very parasocial right now, and because you guys lack a relationship, or you guys are so a part of this loneliness epidemic, and you guys have latched on to their pair, to their connection, you're trying to live through them. You're trying to live through Alandria, and because you don't like what he said, you know, you're pretty much going off of him, and you technically essentially broke up with that man, although he was never your man in the first place. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But once again, Nick has always made it clear about his intentions with Alandria. He will continue to make it clear with his intentions about Alandria. We will definitely see where their actual relationship is, you know, during the reunion. But we already know. We already know that they're exclusive. Come on, there's been so many fucking signs. Stop playing with me, okay? And I really am excited just to see what they give us in the near future. I'm really excited to see what's more to come, because I know there's more to come. But I also really wish that hopefully come like end of this month they actually settle down and slow things down, because from July through August, this being this busy, insane. So hopefully they actually get a chance to like visit each other's families, you know, the whole like going to homecoming and so on and so forth. I really do hope that they're just able to like relax, even if it's just for like a week or two. Just relax with each other, with their families, so on and so forth. Hopefully, you know, Alandria will actually be able to eat Nick's meatballs. Hopefully Nick will actually be able to meet Alandria's family, and so on and so forth. I'm just excited to see what they give us. I'm so happy and proud of like where they are right now. I think that once again, their relationship, the reason why I'm attached to them is more so because they remind me so much of love, so much of romance, and hopefully they will continue to like give me that book talk feeling, that book reader feeling. And I know this video is definitely longer than what you probably expected from me, but when I told you guys that I was going to be making longer commentary videos, I wasn't fucking kidding. Yeah, like I'm taking this commentary shit very seriously. I do hope that you enjoy the content. I do hope that I was able to be the voice of reason, even if it's a little bit more harsh on you guys, but I really think that y'all needed to hear some of that. And I do hope that you guys take it in, like even if you need to sleep on it, even if you need to walk on it, you know, like you do what you gotta do. But I know I'm not wrong in this situation. I know I'm not wrong. I know that a lot of you guys might feel like you are righteous and valid. However, you guys aren't. You guys aren't, okay? You guys are just being a little bitter here. You guys are just literally thinking that y'all know better than Alandria, that y'all know better than Nick in regards to how to handle a situation like that. But y'all don't. And that's okay to admit. With that being said, once again, thank you guys for coming to this video. If you were on TikTok, just know that you actually are now able to directly support me by obviously not watching the video, or watching the video, but of course you can also gift me if you want to. You don't have to. And if you're watching on YouTube, you know, of course you can support me by obviously watching the video, of course, as well, but you can also support me directly through super chats, through the comment section, of course. And I just want to say thank you guys once again for all the support that I have been getting. My YouTube has blown up. I am blown away by the support I've been getting. I'm really glad that you guys are liking my commentary. I'm really glad that you guys are liking the nuance that I give you guys, and I hope to continue to give you guys when I start to maneuver into other commentary videos, so on and so forth. Anyways, have a good day. Bye bye.